I should have caught the sound of laughter before I pieced it together. It was late, the steady hum of the air conditioner filling the silence between voices drifting from the living room. I'd been upstairs, scrolling through emails, trying to ignore the gnawing feeling in my chest that had been with me all week. Then I heard it, her voice. Sharp, clear, unmistakable, carrying to the house like glass breaking. "I can't believe I've been faking it for 3 years," she said. My heart stopped mid-beat. There was a pause, followed by a laugh I didn't recognize, but her words stayed lodged in my lungs like smoke. Seriously, 3 whole years of pretending, and he hasn't caught on once. Her friends roared, their laughter muffled through speakerphone, but I couldn't move. My chest clenched, my hands went numb. My wife, the woman I had trusted, loved, built a life with, had been deceiving me all along. I didn't speak. I just stood in the hallway, listening to her confession echo off the walls. Then, without thinking, I grabbed my phone. No plan, no second thoughts. My thumb hovered over the button, and then I did it. I joined the call. The line crackled, and suddenly I was there. I heard her gasp, sharp and startled. "Wait, oh my God." Her friend shrieked with laughter, and in that instant, I realized she'd forgotten to mute. The betrayal was laid bare, blaring in stereo, every word cutting deeper. It's fine. I managed, my voice shaking even as I wanted to scream. "Me too." Silence, then confusion, then anger. "What do you mean, me too?" she snapped, her tone suddenly defensive, like she'd been holding that blade for years. "I've been pretending too," I said, steady but quiet. Pretending everything was fine. Pretending I didn't notice. Pretending I didn't see the cracks in us while you spent years pretending your way through life with me. The call went silent. The laughter was gone, replaced with a stunned stillness that follows an explosion. I hung up. I couldn't take their gasps or scrambling, the mix of fury and panic on her face. I needed air. I needed out. I stepped outside. The night was cold, biting, but it felt good against my skin. Proof the world hadn't ended, even if my marriage had. The stars were hidden behind thick clouds, as if the sky itself refused to watch this unravel. I thought about the last 3 years. Every smile, every kiss, every laugh, it all felt painted over in lies. She had faked affection. She had faked passion. She had fake commitment. And me, I had fake blindness. Pretended not to see, not to feel, not to care. I remembered the subtle shift, the first crack, our anniversary dinner 2 years ago. She smiled, touched my arm, whispered the right words. But her eyes were empty, just slightly off. I had told myself it was stress. Now I knew better. That smile had been practiced. That touch rehearsed. For them. For her audience. Never for me. When I walked back inside, the house was quiet. The laughter was gone, leaving only the hollow echo of what used to be our life. I found her sitting on the bed, hair messy, eyes wide and searching. "Why?" I asked, my voice low, controlled though inside I wanted to tear the walls down. "Why 3 years?" Her lips quivered. She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. I don't know," she whispered. "I didn't mean it. I don't know." I shook my head. Don't try to explain. I don't want excuses. I want to know how you could live like this, right in front of me, and never care what it would do." Her eyes brimmed with tears. "I didn't think you'd ever notice." I let out a bitter laugh. "Notice? I've noticed for years. I just prayed it wasn't real. That maybe I was imagining the emptiness. That maybe we were still us." She buried her face in her hands, shaking. And for a second, something in me wanted to reach out, to comfort her, to fix the unfixable. But the other part, the one that had endured 3 years of lies, wanted to vanish, to claw my way free from the shadow she'd cast. "I need time," I finally said. "Time to think, to breathe, to figure out what's left of me after this." Her eyes darted up, desperate. "Please don't leave. We can fix this." No, I cut her off. "Not tonight. Not after this. Not anymore." I grabbed some clothes, my laptop, my keys. I didn't touch her things. I didn't care about us anymore. I only wanted out. Out of the lies, out of performance, out of the years spent with a stranger wearing my wife's face. Walking out the door, I felt grief, yes, but also relief. Grief for the life we had faked. Relief that the lies weren't choking me anymore. That night, I sat in a hotel room, staring at city lights flickering like distant stars. I thought about our wedding, about the vows we had whispered, vows that had crumbled under deception. I thought about trust, how fragile it was, how once broken. No apology could ever restore it. By morning, I knew I wasn't going back to plead or to argue. I was going back to end it. She was still on the bed when I walked in. Same messy hair, same swollen eyes. She opened her mouth, but I raised a hand. I don't want excuses. I said, I don't want apologies. We've lived in this lie long enough. It's over. Tears streamed down her cheeks. Please, I'll do anything. No, just leave. My voice was sharp, final. Take your things. Take the life you faked. And go. She froze, then slowly nodded, the reality sinking in. She gathered her belongings and walked out. The door closed with sound that felt permanent. A final period at the end of the story I never wanted, but was forced to live. The house was empty. The silence was heavy, but at least it was honest. I wandered through the rooms, touching remnant of a life that no longer belonged to me. Then I stopped at the hallway mirror. For the first time in years, I really looked. I saw anger, yes. Pain, of course. But also clarity, strength, proof I had survived a betrayal deep enough to drown me. And I was still standing. I thought back to the moment on that call. The second I said, me too, it hadn't been weakness. It had been survival. A small act of defiance, of reclaiming myself. Days passed. Weeks. I stayed quiet, letting the wounds mend. Friends reached out awkwardly. I went back to work, back to simple routines. The small details that once seemed meaningless now gave me grounding. One night, she texted me. I'm sorry. I never should have. I stared at the words, then deleted them. Some betrayals can't be undone. Some wounds don't heal with apologies. Sometimes survival means letting go completely, leaving the past where it belongs. I looked in the mirror again, but this time I didn't see the deceived man. I didn't see the fool living under pretense. I saw someone else, scarred, yes, but stronger. A man who would never again let someone else define his worth with lies. And for the first time in 3 years, I smiled. Small, but real.